What is the point of bunting? The idea is to have the batter place the ball within the infield grass, which makes it difficult for the infielders to make a proper play on the ball. The whole purpose is that it is an efficient way to advance the base runners that are already on base, as well as catching the opposing team off guard. As you can see here in this Major League Baseball video, the batters have successfully placed the ball either down the foul line or in the most open area of the grass. They were either able to advance the base runners or get on base themselves safely. This University of Texas player is one example of proper bunting form. His body is squared to the pitcher, knees bent, and feet planted in a sort of sprinter stance in order to make an easy transition to run towards first base. He is holding the bat horizontally to have a bigger surface area for the ball to hit off of. Here we have my player Eric Bellier demonstrating his own bunting stance. Similar to the Texas player, his knees are bent with his feet positioned to make a run. His bat is horizontal to the ground, which makes it much easier for him to place the ball where he wants to. One thing I would suggest Eric to do is possibly bend his back knee more so he could have an easier time reaching the balls in the lower half of the zone. The first bunting drill is very simple. We have one player as the batter and either a coach or another player soft tossing balls up to the batter. This drill really breaks down the act of bunting in order for the players to get into good positioning and be able to see the ball and lay a quality bunt down. This drill can be easily implemented into any practice. It can be done off to the side of the field, and you can have two players rotating between each other if not enough coaches are available. The first bunting drill is very simple. We have one player as the batter and either a coach or another player soft tossing balls up to the batter. This drill really breaks down the act of bunting in order for the players to get into good positioning and be able to see the ball and lay a quality bunt down. This drill can be easily implemented into any practice. It can be done off to the side of the field, and you can have two players rotating between each other if not enough coaches are available. To continue this drill, I have Pat running down the line after he lays down the bunt. In practice, this will get players to practice actually trying to beat out an infield bunt and gives them the closest to a game situation while still practicing their skill. There are multiple drills that can be used in practice. One example is you as the coach can have an accuracy competition between players, which would create a fun environment for the players and get them all more involved. Also, when taking batting practice, you can have the player lay down 3 good bunts, 2 up the foul lines and 1 in open area before they take their normal swings. So in the end, bunting is one of the key aspects of the game of baseball. There's been many games that have been decided by 1 run, and in some of those games, that 1 run was set up by a bunt. The great thing about this skill is that it is implemented in all levels of baseball and should be taught at each of those levels. Coaches should take time out of their practices to teach proper form, technique, and footwork when it comes to bunting. Also, covering the difference between a sacrifice bunt and a bunt that is being laid down for a hit. Knowing the two differences is key to the execution of both of them. Having the upper hand in some aspects of the game is great, but having the upper hand on the bunt is going to help score runs and, more importantly, win baseball games.